So my people, that is Buliisa. The question remains, are the locals benefiting from this oil? Have they been prioritized? Because right here, the environment is shattered. The rain seasons are actually not coming through anymore. So I think these people would need some support from the constructors, from Total and other companies that are here. But have they given enough support? Have they enabled the locals in this place to have a feel that this place is going to benefit the whole country and they should be given priority because the oil is in their area? The tribe in Buliisa, biggest tribe is the Abagungu, but also we have the tribe called the Aruls from mostly Pakwach and Congo. They say they originated from Congo anyway, but we have them because we are bordering Congo. Still in this journey of Buliisa, I'll take you to a place which is near the lake, probably more developed than the real town, which is supposed to be the town, where I will show you the lake. And sorry, the sun is hitting the camera. It's coming from this side, so you might not be able to visualize me so well, but let me try to change the camera so that you see how Buliisa district is bordering the lake. Those centers, those trading centers near the lake, probably they are more developed than the town itself. That is supposed to be the district town of Buliisa district. A place I was told there's a place called Wanseko. We will go visit. We'll go visit that place and then we will do our analysis. I love you guys. Before you go, subscribe, like the video, share the videos. Let people see what they don't know. Probably they may not have a chance to come to Buliisa, but they would see Buliisa from the videos. Please subscribe. Let's go to 1,000 subscribers. I'll be loading for you videos almost every day so that you get the feel. Buliisa, several centers in Buliisa. We shall do Hoima, we shall do the stadium, we shall do several places. So let's enjoy these videos by liking them, subscribing, touching the notification bell so that you don't miss when I upload the videos. Thank you, my guys. I love you and bye-bye. So now I promised you part 2 of the streets in Buliisa. This is the main road. The direction I'm facing is the direction going into Buliisa, into the town. And yes, that is what it is. And streets are beautiful, but with a lot of scanty development. Most of the places are bushes. And yeah, what you're seeing is a few developments and the bushes. See that? That is a bush. But yes, and a few shops. We walking towards town right now. We are walking towards town. We are having the Health Promotion International hippie company. The office never opens. At least the times I've been here, I've not seen the office open. The office is never open. So yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. This place is it has a scanty population. Most of the places are bushes. Most of the places we see are bushes. But the word, the name Buliisa comes from kind of a Chinyoro name meaning grazing, place of grazing. Buliisa, grazing. So it was a place of grazing. Ideally, the history of this place, when you talk to the locals, they tell you there was nothing here totally. There were just scratch-thatched houses around. So the main town begins from here, but that is not the street we are taking today. Today we are going to take a back street. We are going to take a back street. That is a town. That is a road to town right there. And when you see clearly, you see some kind of lights on the street, solar lights. So that's what you see. And those are the buildings, shops, kind of. That it's a brief town. We are going to see the town in part 3. So we are going to take this junction. That is the road to town, main town, but we are going to take this junction here. And I show you the streets in this place. So welcome to Buliisa district, where we are mining our oil, where the main drilling sites are. And our question still remains: shall the local people gain from the developments that are supposed to be in this place? These are all bushes. These are all bushes. Remember, our junction is that one, and our road to Buliisa is that one going that side. So here we are. Here we are. Bushes, still bushes everywhere. Bushes and scratch-thatched houses. Bushes, bushes. Yes. Yes. You can see that cow in the road. They are respected in this place. When the car comes, it will stop for that cow. Yes, right there, there's a car coming. And you can see how it is respected. The car has to slow down and find a way to pass, because if you knocked that cow, what will happen? You will pay millions of shillings to the locals. So these are one of the companies that have come into this place. You can see the spreaders, the tractors. Those are some of the companies. Some of the companies in this place. Yes, but most places have bushes. We are dealing with bushes and bushes and bushes. Sorry, I visualized the video that we took for part 1, and it was shaking a lot. Yes, it shakes because I'm using my phone, not using a professional camera to show you these good sights. You can see those are grass thatched houses right there. Those are grass thatched houses right there. The street is beautiful streets, but the locals, those are the houses probably they can afford, although according to them, because Buliisa is very hot, even right today, right now, the temperature is about 35 degrees centigrade. That's quite hot. But those are the houses. That's how the locals stay. That's how they have been staying. And right there is a toilet, a pit latrine. Maybe that's the right name for it, a pit latrine. Yes, we have so many of these trees in this place. This tree is called a neem tree. I think that is the biggest wealth they have in this place. If they could get this herbal tree, it acts, at least the little knowledge I have about it, it acts as an antibiotic, but it can also act as a family planning. A herbal that acts as a family planning method. It can help on preventing pregnancy, unwanted pregnancies. The trees are quite many. There are quite many in this place, and these are the streets. Very good roads. Very good roads with walkways. Beautiful, beautiful roads, but empty. And the biggest construction are those grass thatched houses. Biggest construction are those grass thatched houses. So this is a back street to the main road. You can see they all have lights, and they light up very, very well in the night. Tomorrow I'll show you the town, the nightlife in Buliisa, in our part 3. The roads are all full of solar lights. The lighting is good, and they are working. So this is the road, and you see how empty it is. That is a construction coming up. It's a construction that is coming up here, slowly by slowly. Yeah, so the other question is the little investments that are in this place. Those are our houses right there. That's how they build. That's what they can afford. Yes, that's what they can afford. Bushes, 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 just bushes everywhere. Houses deep in those bushes. Those grass thatched houses deep in those bushes. You can imagine. You can imagine. Bushes, bushes, bushes. Yes, that is our road. That is our street. That is our street. That is our street. Yes, that is the street. Yes, these are one of the hotels that were built here maybe 3-4 years ago, and has really benefited because it was one of the best at that time. There are other two more that have been built. This is the hotel. It's called Western Sands. Yes, It is not so fancy to the global standard, but it is manageable in this place. Yes, I've shown you so many bushes and the houses that can be afforded in this place. And so if you get something like that, get something like this, the Western Sands inside, that's how it looks like. And they have a swimming pool, too. So that's the best they have. That's where people go on weekends when they want to relax. They have night music. They play music in the nights on weekends. People come dance, drink. Yes, that's what they have. So another building here coming up. Another building coming up. That's what we have. Yes. Remember our tree? The neem tree? You can see. They are lined up on the whole street. Those are the trees. They are naturally grown here. They grow naturally. No one plants them. I think it's the biggest wealth in this place. If someone had a way of processing the tree and picking up maybe the oil, the concentrate, the oil, and a company to do that, I think he would get a lot of money. It is wealth. Trees, neem trees everywhere. Everywhere. They grow anywhere. Look at this one. Growing right besides the pole. Growing. They grow anywhere. While in Kampala, those seeds are just picked. They are bought actually from nurseries. Here, they grow everywhere by themselves. You see? The streets, beautiful streets. Beautiful streets lightened with bushes. It's just bush. There's a small grass-thatched house there, right there. Bushes. A grass-thatched house right there. That is the homestead, pure African family homestead in the villages. Buliisa is like a village actually. So that is a shop, a house built as a shop, but has not been occupied because I think people think it's not viable to have business here. It is almost the only shop on this street, completed but not occupied. So you can imagine. Streets, we see so many trucks and company double cabins that keep moving all over, because they are constructing sites, they are developing sites. Basically, that is what is happening. So this is the streets. These streets actually, they are not even named. They are not named. They constructed streets for the purpose of fuel, for them to move well, for their cars, for the company cars to move well and all that. But for the locals, they have not gained much from these streets. Bushes, just bushes everywhere. My first time to land in Buliisa, I actually asked them, where is the town? When I was right in the town, because the town looks like a small trading center. Maybe the suburbs of Kampala somewhere, a trading center out of Kampala. it looks like that. Countable shops, maybe could be less than 50 shops, and that is the main town. So we have roads like these ones that were not completed. It joins to the main road right there. When you look clearly, you see the main road right there, and then everywhere is bush with some small houses, scratch-thatched houses in those bushes. There is another road that wasn't completed right there. So you can see bushes and bushes and bushes. Some small scratch-thatched house there in that bush. So the owners of these lands can actually not develop them. Those small scratch-thatched houses are the owners of these lands, but they can't develop them. They're unable to develop them because of the finances. Even when they have a bit of their sons working the oil, they're working as casual laborers, and they're paid probably less than 400,000 Ugandan shillings. That's basically about 110, 120 US dollars. If you converted the Uganda shillings to dollars. Yes, our trees, the neem tree, it's a herbal tree, I said, and the other thing I know about it can work as a family planning for both men. Men, this organizes the sperm count. For ladies, it stops conception. That's the few things I've read about it. So, this is Buliisa. That is Buliisa. That is the best of the accommodation we have around. This side, toilet. That is a pit latrine. Those are and there's a small that's a small house occupied by a local person here. The rest of the places, I said, they are bushes. Yes. There's one road here that connects on the other side, deeper side, so going out of town, right there. Connects to the road that goes to another district called Pakwach district. Yes. We are approaching a junction. That is our accommodation. So some of the casual workers who are not staying in the camps, like I said yesterday, all oil sector workers who were put in camps, but originally they stayed out of camps, and development was going on very fast. People were building, people wanted to invest in getting some money from renting, and properties were building, and all that was happening. But when they decided to take workers in the camp, development became so slow. So there is very little development right now. Very little development. So some of the workers are staying in these houses. They are renting those small houses you see. Mud with iron sheets, but mud. Made out of mud. And some of them plaster. They plaster the mud. They build them with mud and they plaster them. Yes. So that road right there is connecting to the other road on the other side that goes to Pakwach district. It goes through the national park and connects to Pakwach district. This road is taking us back to the main road that is going to the town. This road is taking us back to the main road that goes to town. So That is what is happening. That is what is happening in this Buliisa. So I'm going to continue to finish the street. I'm going to continue so that we finish this whole street, and tomorrow we will have a night tour of Buliisa. You'll see the lighting and the beautiful streets, plus you see the town, the mini town. I call it the mini town because it's really mini. It is really mini. Buliisa is it's a big district because it is running along Lake Albert. Lake Albert, when you Google Uganda, you see a lake called Lake Albert. It's bordering with Congo. Parts of it, mostly with Congo on the other side. So that is the accommodation. That is the accommodation. You see right in those trees, and this side too. Homesteads. Yes, that is what is happening. And behind here still some accommodation. Some workers actually stay in these houses. They stay in these houses. Yes, those who don't stay in the camps, the casual laborers, some small subcontractors, they use these houses. This is the available accommodation. Yes, it's the available accommodation. It is the available accommodation. Beautiful roads. Beautiful roads constructed on standard. Our challenge is, are the local benefiting? Is there development? Those are the questions. Is there really development? I'm not saying there is totally no development, because even the permanent houses you see in this place, they are brand new. Brandy new. So there's some development, but is it at the level or at the speed it's supposed to be? That is the question. Is it at the level it's supposed to be? Because you see bushes everywhere. Best construction is the construction of these grass thatched houses. But there's some few permanent houses that have come up. Some few. Like right now you can see there's a lodge. You could call it a motel wherever you are. There's a lodge right there. There's a lodge right there. And next to it is a depot. Depot for sodas. Soda depot. So now, this road we are approaching, that road is taking us to Pakwach. It takes us to Pakwach. That road takes us to Pakwach. That one, it takes us to Pakwach. And that one takes us to Buliisa, to the small town, which I'm going to show you in the next video. I will show you that in the next video, and you will be able to tell me. So basically, this is Buliisa. This is Buliisa. This is the town I promised to show you more of Buliisa. And this is the street. Yes, this is the street. Services Most of the services are here. We have two banks. We have Equity Bank and Centenary Bank. Yes, we have an ATM of Stanbic, but the bank is not here. Electricity, you can see the lines. The challenge with the electricity in Buliisa, it cannot stay on for 24 hours minus going off. It stays, but it must go off every day. Sometimes it goes and goes for 2 days minus coming back. So you can imagine, if you're running a business here and you have no generator, you don't have a solar backup, it can become very, very hard for you. I can assure you, it can be very hard for you. So most people here have generators and rely more on solar electricity. Even the solar lights you see here, the street lights you see here are solar. We are running solar street lights. So you can imagine, everything is in less, not as other places, not as Kampala. No. So even the constructors, Total, the Sinopec that are running the drilling and the preparing for the pipe work and all that, they rely on generators. They rely solely on generators. So that is what is happening in Buliisa. We are going to take a tour to Buliisa town in the night and the streets in the night, so that you might see Buliisa, nightlife in Buliisa. Yes, we are going to take that tour. Good evening, guys. So, hi guys, how are you? It's your boy, I am Pascal Sendaula. I'm here again in our part 2. I told you we'll come back for part 2 about oil in Uganda. Will oil help the Ugandans or not? That is yours to answer, yes or no. So, like last time we saw, I took you for a brief tour to show you the beautiful streets that were built in this oil city called Buliisa. So you saw what happened, you see what happens. The streets are beautiful, but as if the streets were laid for goats and cows and bushes. So today we will go for another tour on another street to see the developments around, and we gauge, it's our part to gauge whether the streets, whether the oil is benefiting the local Ugandans or not. I told you that the people mining the oil are taking the biggest share. The little percentage is given back to Uganda. But even in the process of preparing to mine and pushing the oil into the tanks and then to where it's going to be processed in Tanzania, the pipe work, the drilling sites, preparing the drilling sites, all that. During the process of working, the areas where these people are working from should be developing. It should be quickly developing, and houses coming up, people enjoying the money, people in the locals enjoying the jobs and all that. But is that true? We're going back to another street to watch that. Come with me as we go to another street to see what exactly is happening in the oil city Buliisa.